How's it going, YouTube? It is Eli with Common Sense, back with another video. First off, before I begin this video, I'd like to thank you guys so much for your continued support. We just recently hit 500 subscribers, and that's absolutely mind-blowing to me. It's just crazy to think that 500 of you guys like to watch my content, and I am just extremely honored to be along for this ride. And again, I can't thank you guys enough. I hope you guys hear it enough, but if you don't, I love you guys. Today, we are going to be going over 3 different fragrances that I found at my local rack stores. I went high and low. I went to Marshall's, TJ Maxx, I went to Burlington's, I went to all sorts of these different rack stores in the hopes that I would find a sort of expensive niche fragrance, and I actually did find a really expensive fragrance for a pretty good price, but that's going to be for another video, so stay tuned for that one. But without further ado, we are going to be covering 3 different Banana Republic fragrances that I found for a pretty good price. So let's get started. The first one on this list is, they're all from Banana Republic. I'm so used to making my other videos. This first one is called Cordovan Vintage. Cordovan Vintage, I know almost nothing about because I am not able to find this anywhere. I find the original Cordovan, which is like that kind of fig, nice white kind of effervescent vibe, but this one, I know nothing about it. I can't find notes about it anywhere, and I've seen a couple different reviews on YouTube. So I saw this there and I decided to pick it up for 20 bucks. All right, let's check out this bottle. So this one is definitely similar to their other vintage line. I know Slate has this style bottle. There's a new one, it's like Arctic something that came out, as well as the Black Walnut and some of the other vintage bottles like this. But this one, it looks really nice. The juice, as you can see, is definitely a lot lighter than its predecessor, the original Cordovan. But this one, I'm really curious to see. So let's spray it out. Okay, this is definitely familiar. I've smelled something very similar to this before. Huh. I also have the dry down here as well. So this one, I get a lot of sort of like an ambery sweetness, but with a lot of strong citrus and fruit here. Gives me a little bit of a kind of Sauvage Prada Luna Rosa kind of vibe, where it's that kind of sweet, slightly earthy vibe, but not as like kind of a blue fragrance. This is more of like an orangey kind of red style fragrance, if that makes sense. I get some strong citruses and fruits up top, definitely some mandarin, maybe pepper, and a touch of like some white florals somehow, maybe like some jasmine. It's kind of aquatic, but definitely white floral, but that kind of pepper and that mandarin really does stand out. There's also sort of like a synthetic kind of syrupy sweetness with this, but I'm also getting sort of like a kind of a woody cedar, maybe definitely some leather and some tonka in there, just kind of vanilla-y, kind of warm sweetness. This definitely reminds me of a younger crowd. It reminds me of something kind of sweet and kind of fresh, almost like a Bath & Body Works fragrance, because this just smells youthful, kind of bubblegum sweetness with a bit of citrus, but it definitely has a warmth, a nice body to it. Yeah, to me, this one smells like a little bit of a blend between Versace's Eros Flame and the OG, just Versace Dylan Blue. It's got that kind of sweet, warm, kind of mandarin sweetness to the Versace Eros Flame, but it's also got a little bit of the kind of woody and slightly kind of incensey patchouli as well from the Dylan Blue. So that's just kind of what it reminds me of. Again, it's not like perfect, but it's sort of like a kind of blend between these 2 different kind of scent profiles, and it's definitely going to be pleasing, and I think people are going to enjoy it around you. It's not insanely unique, and if you have either of these, you may not need this one, but it is still a good fragrance for around $20, especially if you're starting out your collection and if you want to start digging into the brand of Banana Republic. And that one is Banana Republic's Cordovan Vintage. Next up on our list is Banana Republic's Cypress Cedar. This one I am very excited to try because I've heard this one is compared to Terre de Hermes, but I've never actually found it at my local rack stores. But let's open this one up. Nice little pull-out tab. So if we pull it out, you can see the fragrance. What? Hold up. So that says Cypress Cedar on the box, and the fragrance is pure white. Good job, Banana Republic. Good job. Well, it looks like there was a bit of a manufacturing error with this one. Honestly, we'll roll with this. Pure Pure White. That is actually a really great fragrance nonetheless. I've actually owned Pure White before. It's a really nice kind of musky, kind of green tea floral scent, but it's very high quality smelling. It's kind of niche quality. I ended up getting rid of it in the past because I was trying to downsize my collection. This will be kind of nice to kind of relive this and to be able to review this one because I never did on this channel. So hey, whatever. We roll with the punches. Banana Republic's Pure White. This one is a wonderful white t-shirt fragrance. Like if you imagine clean linens, that is what I kind of imagine. This definitely smells as good as I remember it. Man, up top you have green tea, bergamot, and grapefruit, and the middle has jasmine, African violet leaf, lavender, with the base of white vetiver, musk, and amber. Whew, this just smells really uplifting, but just very fresh and spring-like. I love this one. Apparently this one is actually discontinued and some people are actually selling it for as high as like $70, $80 and even more online. This one just to me reminds me of an iced green tea with some lemon in it. It's just really, really nice. You have a nice white kind of floral softness from the jasmine, and it just, that musk and the amber keeps it super soft. You also get that kind of green, kind of earthy sweetness from the vetiver, and it just smells really nice here. It's very bright, it's slightly sweet, and it just reminds me of a wonderful spring day. I don't know, but like whenever I smell this, I just imagine somebody kind of, you know, hanging up their laundry on just a really nice, cold, crisp, airy day in the springtime. You know, you're just kind of like sipping and enjoying a nice citrusy kind of lemonade. It smells really, really cool. Whew. This one actually reminds me a little bit of Salvatore Ferragamo's F Free Time. This one's a little bit earthier and it's a little bit more citrus heavy, but this one is definitely lighter and you get more of that green tea, that kind of nice, high quality, almost niche style kind of white floral muskiness from this one. This one's really, really unisex and just unbelievably fresh, honestly. The kind of dry down on this one is very similar. It just is kind of a linear scent. You do lose a little bit of that sort of bright citrus up top, but it still smells really nice and floral and soft at the same time. You have that citrus, but it's more of a soft vibe and it's not as kind of in your face as the initial blast. But man, that vetiver, grapefruit, and kind of green tea combo is just really top notch here, and it just does a really, really nice job at staying clean and just kind of sanitary and just really nice smelling. Honestly, this is a wonderful, wonderful pick. It's fresh, it's clean, it's citrusy with that nice, wonderful vetiver and green tea up top that is just to die for. And that one is Banana Republic's Pure White. Next up on our list, we have one that I'm really excited to try, and that one is Banana Republic's Oud Mosaic. I actually owned this one before and I ended up getting rid of it because it was my first time smelling oud fragrances and I was a wee baby in my fragrance journey, and I hated oud. I hated that kind of animalistic vibe and I just did not like it. Since then, I have grown in love with oud, as you can definitely see from some of my other Middle Eastern fragrance review videos in the past. But I love oud now and my tastes have shifted, like I've said, and I can't wait to try this one with a new take on oud fragrances. So this one is Banana Republic's Oud Mosaic. This one's often compared to Christian Dior's Oud Ispahan, and I'm just really excited to try this one. Again, you have this really, really nice looking box that slides out, revealing the juice right here. I'm actually gonna test this one on my skin just because I really like oud stuff on my skin. Ooh. Okay, that one is good. Up top you get plum, cardamom, as well as black pepper. In the middle you get Turkish rose, saffron, labdanum, and in the base you get a really nice kind of animalistic oud and plum combination. Man, that just smells so good to me. I can't get over that. That's so much different than I remember. This one, I honestly get sort of a medicinal vibe from the oud and the plum up top. Somebody kind of compared some of the plum sweetness to a Jolly Rancher. I don't really see that, but I can kind of see where they're coming from with that kind of medicinal sweetness. But it's combined with a really nice, dark, resinous wood with some of that pepper vibe in there. It smells really cool. This one smells slightly dusty and it's definitely more sophisticated, ultra mature. This one smells like you know what you're doing, like you're calling the shots, you're the CEO. This one exuberates opulence. A lot of designers will use that kind of oud, rose, saffron trifecta, but this one is definitely unique from that plum. It plays on that kind of jamminess from the rose, and it keeps it really sweet with that plum and the rose. It's a really interesting combination. It's definitely a lot more natural smelling than something like a Latafa, like Badi al Oud or the Badi al Oud Amethyst. Those ones smell very synthetic and kind of gasoline, petrol-y. But this one just smells natural. It smells really high quality, and honestly, I don't know why this isn't like 3 to 4 times its price. It just smells absolutely fantastic. If this was bottled in something else, you know, a different presentation, different bottle, different brand, different house, I think this price would be a lot higher than this. As it kind of dries down, you definitely get more of a softer kind of plum and rose. That rose kind of calms down and it becomes a little bit more dusty and a little bit more kind of sweet and soft and powdery. But man, that just smells absolutely fantastic. To me, this actually reminds me of just a really high-end furniture store with some of that natural dark kind of ebony woods and ouds and resins with a little bit of expensive poopery. It just smells really, really fantastic. I can't believe that I got rid of this fragrance just off of like first sniff. I just wish I could have kept it, and yeah, oh well. I have it again and it's so worth it. It smells like really high quality woods and ouds with sort of like almost like a stained wood that gives it that kind of peppery, kind of earthy bitterness, but with just a little bit of softness from that floral and that plum. Man, it just smells really, really nice. Out of all of these, I'd have to say Oud Mosaic is definitely my favorite because that is just what I'm looking for in a fragrance. I'm looking for something a little bit more of a step up from some of the designer stuff out there. Don't get me wrong, the other ones are absolutely fantastic and there is a place for all of them. But just for me, I prefer the sort of oudy vibes with this one and I love it. $20 for this heavenly juice. I just want my whole room and my car and everything to smell like this. And that one is Banana Republic's Oud Mosaic. As you guys all know, it is Christmas time. The lights, everything. It's Christmas time. And I am gonna be giving away this Cordovan vintage 100 ml bottle. Just a few sprays missing, you know, as you saw from the video. I tested it a little bit, but you're gonna be getting this full-size bottle and I'm gonna be giving it away to one lucky commenter. So be sure to comment down below your favorite Banana Republic fragrance, or if you haven't tried Banana Republic fragrances, just your favorite fragrance in general for this season. Again, comment down below your favorite one and I will be picking one in about a week. I'll reply to the winner and I'll get you sent this on the way. And hopefully you'll get it a little bit after the holidays. But that wraps up today's video. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I really enjoy making these videos and I can't believe we hit 500 subscribers and I'm just really honored to make these videos and to do these for you guys. I have been Eli with Common Sense, and until the next time, bye-bye. Check. What? Good job.